Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 148 of the WMMA 5 series here on the channels. It is Pride 48, Hell Unleashed, and man, what a show! That is a jam-packed pay-per-view that we are hoping to do big numbers for us, as like all pay-per-views we do. But as far as pieces of mail, we have a little bit. As far as only 9 pieces, but it's enough to talk about. Tetsuji Kato's traded camps. He left Presta for KIBA. We extended a lot of people, as Marlos Conan, Paul Daly, Katsuya Inoue, Melvin Gillard, and Dan Miller, and Bigfoot Silva. As then we had Josh Barnett leave AMC Pankrington. That was, wow, that was a while ago. I'm surprised. I must have missed when he joined the new camp, because unless he's just still free rocking it. But yeah, Pride 48 Unleashed. Hell Unleashed. As this is, we got, I believe, 2 title fights. Yes, we do. As Chucky Manson, main event against Ramino Sato, Jason Von Flue versus George St. Pierre. Lightweight and welterweight title fights there. We also have John Alicio versus Luis Santos, Merlio Ninjahua versus Talis, as Gimba Melendez versus Blake Fredrickson. That's a pretty crazy fight. In a fight I am super looking forward to seeing, Brock Lesnar versus Kazuyuki Fujita. We need to see this in, in real life, and both in the MMA world and in the pro wrestling world. Valentine Overeem versus Gilbert Yvel, and Alexis Davis taking on Tanya Evinger in the prelims there. That's a fun fight, though. Valentine Overeem and Gilbert Yvel. That should be an exciting heavyweight fight. But for the analytics now, Ramino Sato looking to make his second defense of his Pride lightweight title. They have fought once before. This was the co-main event of Pride 31 Unbreakable, which Ramino Sato won by unanimous decision 4 years ago in 2006. Ramino Sato submitted 4 of his last 5 opponents. 2 of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Ramino Sato ranked 5th. Joaquim Hansen ranked 18th. 5th time that Ramino Sato's main eventing a Pride event. 2nd time for Joaquim Hansen. Ramino Sato trains at Presto, which Hansen has a record of 1-0-1 against other current members of that team. Jackie Vance's won 3 plus 5 fights by decision. He's got one backer in Rich for the Black staff picks. Of course, Joaquim Hansen has been on a tear as of late. 9-2-1 though. As a whole, he's on a 5-fight win streak, beating Takanori Gomi, Tetsuji Kato, BJ Penn, Joe Stevenson, and Dean Thomas to get to this title fight. Obviously, 2 of those are split decisions, so that's pretty crazy. Could have won either way there. And yeah, this is a big fight. It's a big fight for sure. Coming off a first-round finish, though, of Dean Thomas, I think that's some great momentum. That was back in January, too, so pretty quick turnaround fight for him. As for Ramino Sato, the Moonwolf, 8-1 in Pride FC, another man who has just been on a fucking tear. Really, the only person that seems to have figured him out was Josh Thompson, and he hasn't fought him again. That might be the guy that has to take him on next, if depending on what happens in this fight here. But he fought last in October, so had a little bit more time off, but still pretty crazy to think about. As far as he's avenged that Dean Thomas loss, he hasn't fought Joe Stevenson, but it is what it is, or Toby Mata, since he's lost to those guys. It's kind of crazy to think he debuted against Joaquim Hansen in the that was back when we had the 2 rounds, so pretty much a whole different type of fight now. Should be an exciting main event. Those guys are pretty exciting lightweights. We shall see how it goes. Jason Von Flue versus George Rush St. Pierre, another fight that has happened before. This was back on the prelims of Shockwave 2004, as St. Pierre won by unanimous decision. Pretty crazy to see how far they've come in the 6 years. Pretty close on Black staff picks, but St. Pierre does have a slight advantage, 3-4 rather, on the Black staff picks. Both fighters are world ranked middleweights, which is hilarious, obviously. St. Pierre has won 3 of his last 5 fights by decision. Jason Von Flue, though, 9-3 in Pride FC, 19-7 as a whole, coming off a win against Chris Lytle. It's kind of fucked up that, obviously John Alicio is on this card, and Luis Santos is on this card. Both those guys have beaten, as far as both of them have beaten Jason Von Flue, and yet they are not getting a title shot this card. And also, that was back when losing to George St. Pierre, his debut as well, so just kind of funny how that works out. And this was obviously back on the prelims when we had the 2 rounds, as we shall see how this fight goes, because I think they're pretty well evenly matched. As far as St. Pierre's, probably a little bit better standing up, but Von Flu's very capable on the ground. 3-fight win streak, though, for as far as George St. Pierre, Chris Lytle, Damian Maia, and Thiago Alves. Again, crazy that both Luis Santos and John Alessio are not getting a title fight on this card when they have beaten the champion as of late. The most recent wins, and obviously the John Alessio fight, that was 2 years ago. Like, that wasn't even that crazy long ago. But we'll see how this all plays out there in the title fight. As obviously the fight we've now been talking about a lot here, as the natural John Alessio, Luis Santos. They were the main event at Pride 40 No Laughing Matter 2 years ago, which Luis Santos obviously won with that body kick. John Alessio, though, is the large margin favorite to win this one. I believe he was the large margin favorite to win in that first fight, too. Luis Santos is a savage standing up, and if he's able to hit him with another body shot like that again, John Alessio is going down for the count. That is for sure. John Alessio has won 3 of his last 5 fights by decision. Not really known for his finishes. He finished a lot of people in the UFC, but he hasn't finished anybody yet. In Pride FC, kind of crazy. He was on a run of being on pay-per-views, but now finally he had the American Bushido show, which he beat Jason Von Flu. That's worse now, seeing that. That's insane to think that he's beaten both those guys as of late. But it's the way the cookie crumbles. The way the cookie crumbles sometimes, as far as to give us a fun card. Sometimes you gotta match guys up with what you think should be a fun fight, and a chance for him to get some revenge too. But Luis Santos, as far as 8-5 in Pride FC, kind of crazy that he's had such a terrible record. Lost to Chris Lytle, lost to Thiago Alves, lost to Damian Maia. Really hasn't had his way as of late. He did beat, obviously, the John Alessio and the Dennis Hallman and George St. Pierre and Jason Von Flu wins really shoved him into the title fight picture. But ever since then, he's lost more than he's won. But he's had good fights. The past 4 fights have been good. We'll see how it goes. He beat Carlos Newton, which is not the biggest of brags, but still, I think he's got the talent to definitely, and he has the knockout power in as far as to being able to fucking head kick somebody or body kick somebody and really fuck their day up. Still only 30 years old too, so still in the prime of his career. A lot can still happen. Merlio Ninja Hua taking on Talise, as Talise has submitted 3 of his last 5 opponents. Both are world ranked light heavyweights, as Merlio's ranked 6th, Talise is 12th. As Talise trains at Luta Livre, which has a record of 1-0 against other members of that team. First time that we're having a first-time matchup, this high on this card. That's kind of wild to think. But Talise has a 6-inch reach advantage. I don't think that's going to help him out here. Merlio's a savage. We all know this. 18-5 in Pride FC. Just lost to Fabio Maldonado, rather. Not Fabian Maldonado, but Fabio Maldonado. Was, of course, the former middleweight champion for a solid 2-year stretch. Beating Anderson Silva, Nate Marcotte, and Quentin Rampage Jackson. But just could not get over the Chuck Liddell mountain after he beat him the first time at Pride 23 Championship Chaos 2, back in 2002. But during the rematch and then the trilogy fight, still kept on losing to Chuck Liddell. It's kind of crazy. He also lost to Vitor Belfort. He at least avenged that Rampage loss. But we'll love to see what he can do going forward with this. I'm expecting him to beat Talise. We'll see how it goes, though. Talise, though, he is 2-1. He's on a win streak, beating Keith Jardine and Scott Smith, which those are tough guys. Listen, I know they're ranked pretty high, but anybody in that middleweight division that's ranked, they're a tough opponent. Like, you earn that win. And 2 rear naked choke finishes as well. Obviously, that's what he looks to get if he's looking to finish somebody, is with that rear naked choke. But he's won with the Kimura, he's won with an armbar in the past. He's also won with a Darce choke of Evan DeWeese. This should be a fun fight, though. Be a fun fight between 2 very talented Brazilian fighters. And Gilbert El Nino Melendez taking on Blake the Snake Fredrickson. Kind of crazy, this first time fight. But both are world ranked welterweights. Obviously, they're in the lightweight division. Melendez ranked 11th. Blake Fredrickson ranked 14th. Again, kind of crazy to see how these 2 match up, as far as they're both teammates at Greg Jackson's Martial Arts. Fredrickson has won 3 of his last 5 fights by decision. As Gilbert Melendez, on a 2-fight losing streak, unfortunately for him, lost to Ramiro Sato, lost to Toby Imada. That lightweight division's crazy. You got so many tough guys in there. That's going to be bound to happen. And for Blake Fredrickson, 3-1, obviously just coming off the loss to Ramiro Sato. So both are coming off a loss to Ramiro Sato. It's a nice chance to bounce back, get a win, and kind of see where each guy kind of lays as far as in the division. This should be a fun fight, though. You know, as far as Gilman Melendez is a savage in there. It's crazy Frederickson does have the broadcast staff picks. I would still say Melendez is the favorite, but that's just me. Then Brock Lesnar versus old Ironhead Kazuchika Vegeta. First of all, Brock Lesnar has a 10-inch reach advantage. That's insane. Significant weight advantage. He's finished 4 of his last 5 opponents. Of course, was undefeated until his previous fight with Shane Carwin when he got knocked out by Shane Carwin. But this should be a fun fight for sure. See what Brock can do. It's kind of crazy. Brock was, you know, as far as 5-6 fights in his real life, as far as in real life, was the UFC heavyweight champion of the world. So just kind of crazy to think where he's at compared to this, where he has not even fought like a top-ranked guy. That might change though. We might give him a top fight in as far as before we end out the series. But that's a hell of a fight though for Kazuchika Vegeta. Vegeta though, 39 years old, 11-7. On a 2-fight win streak, beating both Ice Cold Igor and Gary Goodrich, which obviously those names kind of had a little bit more sustaining power in the mid-2000s, with a guy who's beaten Mirko Cro Cop, a guy who's beaten Alistair Overeem. Definitely no one to overestimate and overlook. But this is a hell of a fight, though. This is a personal fight for me as far as to see how these two match up, and that should be an exciting way to start off the pay-per-view. And then Valentin, the Python, Overeem taking on the Hurricane, Gilbert Yvel. So these guys fought back before the mod even started, or in the Save It rather even started, in 1998 when Gilbert Yvel won by a doctor's stoppage. Gilbert Yvel has not won since November of 2007. Valentin Overeem's been a savage. Hasn't fought, he's 6-3 though, which he probably should have fought more guys, to be honest. Kind of looking at his record, you know, when he started in 03, didn't fight in 2004, got some more fights under his belt, and then he didn't get a fight in 2009 either. But, he's beaten some tough guys. You know, Roy Nelson's a savage. And he beat him, obviously that was back when it was 2 rounds, but to say he's, you know, Roy Nelson's had a title fight coming up, like, that's crazy. Czech Congo and Kevin Randleman. Another, you know, as far as the Czech Congo fight, that's a tough guy to beat. And really the Giant Silva fight, you know, that was an easy one, but kind of crazy. Kind of crazy to think. Yeah, he lost to Tim Sylvia, lost to Josh Barnett. They're tough guys, obviously, but yeah, this is going to be an interesting fight, because Gilbert Yvel has had a terrible record in Pride FC as far as when we brought him. First of all, when we had him in rings, he was pretty fucking bad. Kept on losing all the time. We had him in the first run of Pride FC as far as in March of 2001, his first fight against Mark Coleman. He got destroyed and lost to Fedor, lost to Cro Cop, which those are tough fights though, to be fair, but I mean, you're looking at, you know, Kazuchika Vegeta beat both Alexei Olenek and both in Mirko Cro Cop. So, I mean, there is that. Lost to Alexander Emelianenko in rings, but after he beat, I mean, he didn't even beat like that tough of like opponents. He beat Murakami, he beat Sean O'Hare, and then Wes Combs twice. I was like, alright, we'll give you the Mark Kerr fight when you come back. Then lost to Overeem and Frank Mir. Crazy he beat Junior Dos Santos, though, and now he's on a 2-fight losing streak, but he has exciting fights. You have to give him that. He does have exciting fights. This is his first pay-per-view in forever, though, since 2002. Obviously, it's on the prelim, but still, that's pretty crazy to think. Then Alexis Davis taking on Tanya Evinger, as Evinger has won 3 of the last 5 fights by knockout there, and Tanya Evinger does have a slight broadcast stat picks advantage 4-3. Tanya Evinger, though, lost in her debut to Anna Michelle Tavares, who's an absolute savage, though, so you can't really falter on that, but does have a 2-fight losing streak going into this fight. Alexis Davis, on the other hand, 2-0, 4-0 as a whole. She beat Jason Dillon, beat Jennifer Tate, not really the most highly regarded fighters. This should be an interesting fight, though, I think, for both girls, and it's pretty close as far as on the broadcast stat picks. We'll see how close it is on the betting line. And let's see if it's in both. Okay, so it's plus 140, minus 180. So yeah, Tanya Evinger is the slight favorite. Boxing, wrestling background, jiu-jitsu background for Alexis Davis. Of course, the Canadian there from Ontario, Canada. Oak Grove, Missouri for Tanya Evinger. Pretty similar in both, you know, as far as age, exactly the same. Height, only an inch difference, and they weighed in both at 145. We'll see what happens. Big John McCarthy's referee, ringside judges. Oh yeah, even though they're both winning at 145, Evinger's probably fighting around 155, maybe 160. Opening bell, they go toe to toe here as with strikes, but nothing really comes in as far as damaging shots. Evinger counters the right hand with a left jab and a right hook that's avoiding the last possible second. Again, they go toe to toe with strikes, come together and strike. Feint is fought entirely by Evinger, leaving her wide open, and she connects with the left jab. It doesn't connect to the leg kick though, as Evinger connects to the left hand. Again, they're going toe to toe with strikes. Both fighters step in and strike. Evinger counters the right hand with a quick left jab and a right hand that narrowly fails to connect. Two fighters stand and trade strikes. Neither fighter can land anything significant though. Exchange of strikes does not go anywhere though. Evinger attacks with the strikes. Davis lands a left hand in exchange. Evinger throws a two-punch combination, but Davis avoids both of them. They exchange a few strikes, but nothing significant lands. Quick exchange of strikes does not produce any damage. We move into the second half of this round. Davis misses the right cross. Here comes the counter. Evinger attacks with a jab and a right cross that just misses. Evinger hits the jab and misses the right hand. Davis scores the jab and has the right hand absorbed on the gloves. They meet in the center. Evinger hits a jab and misses the right hand. Davis is off target with a left jab and hits the right cross. And there's a gash now. There's the eye of Tonya Evinger. Stand and trade strikes again. Two fighters come together and strike. Evinger misses the big right hand. Here comes the counter from Davis, though, with a quick left jab with the right hook ducked. Davis, using our left jab, has the right hand absorbed on the gloves. There's a left hand from Evinger. Manages a counter jab from Davis there. It's jab is wide from Evinger. Hits it with a straight right. Man, I mean, they've been standing up this whole time. They're going to stop the fight, rather, and check on the cut. Not going to be a problem. So back underway. You have 2 minutes left. Evinger is given the first entry starting to tire, though. Quick exchange strikes. Final minute now of the round. They come together and strike. Davis misses the counter jab. Two-punch combination from Evinger, but Davis misses, or avoids both of them, rather. And now here comes a right cross. Here comes the counter, though, from Davis. After missing the right cross, Evinger comes in with the left cross. Stand and trade in the center of the ring. Nothing really comes of it, and that... Oh, no, there's still a good left jab and a good right hook there. After slipping past the right hook, though. That is a hell of a way to end the round for Tonya Evinger. As, yeah, there's a lot going on here. As far as stand up the whole time. A couple more strikes to Tonya Evinger. But she did get cut open. That's an interesting one to grade there, as far as how you're going to judge that as a judge. It felt like they both did the same, as far as they both had some points of attacking, had some points of being the one on the attack. A lot of them, you know, a lot of counter stuff. That was a good round. It's a good round for sure. Yeah, let's see how the second round starts off. Quick exchange strikes does not lead to anything. They both step in and strike. Davis slipping past the right hook and counters to the left jab and a good right hook. And there has reopened that gash now. Does Alexis Davis. And so there's a left jab. Davis evades the big right. Moving and engage. Dodging the right hand and counterattacks with a jab and a right head kick that doesn't make contact, though, unfortunately. As Davis misses the jab, scores with the right hook. It's a sharp 1-2, though, from Tonya Evinger. Man, they are just striking away. You'll love to see a Tonya Evinger using the left jab. The right hand taking on the gloves. Lands the left jab, has the right hook blocked. Oh no, look at Alexis Davis looking for a trip takedown. Oh, look at this. Tonya Evinger gets it. And it's ugly, but it's effective. And it's enough to leave Davis on the mat. So it's turtled up with Tonya Evinger on top facing her. A couple of nasty punches that look like that have hurt Alexis Davis now. Pounds away with some right hands. Doesn't do much damage, though, taking advantage of the pause. Davis stands back up. Now Alexis Davis starting to slow down. Evinger's getting to slow down here. It's a stalemate as both fighters fail to land anything. Davis misses the right hook. She misses with another right hook. Doesn't connect the jab. Also can't hit the right cross as Tonya Evinger. Counters the right hand with a nice right hook, though, to Tonya Evinger. Oh, she rocks her here. Beautiful. Oh, lands the right uppercut, but doesn't land enough of it. So now Davis gets a partial block on that. That probably saved her, for sure. As both fighters move in and engage, missing the big right hand. Does Davis allowing Evinger to counter with the left cross. I think that uppercut was probably all that she had left in the tank, as that's not going to be a problem, though, that cut. They restart with 17 seconds left. Davis is off balance with her big right hand, and here comes Evinger with a left jab and a solid right hand. Great second round, though, from Tonya Evinger. She did a really good job there, rocked her, took her down with a trip takedown. I think she's going to win this fight now going into the third. We'll see what Alexis Davis can do. As exchange strikes happens right in the center of the ring, nothing comes of it, though. They meet in the center. As missing the right cross is Evinger. Leaves herself open for a counter. Davis attacks with the right hand. There's a missing with the right hook. Gets kind of the right hook. Does Davis. as looking for very tired though, as Evans isn't able to resist being pulled into the clinch by Davis. Now Davis looking for the takedown. She's got it. It's a big takedown. Several clean shots landing in the process. Davis is too slow to stop Evans from starting the scramble. Oh, but Davis gets her back brilliantly. Oh man, rear naked choke. Not happening though. If she gets a body triangle, oh, she does. Holy shit, Alexis Davis is going to get this win. Unreal. What a comeback for Alexis Davis. What a fight though. Jesus, 5-0. Poor Tanya Evinger, though. Looked like she was going to get her first win in Pride FC. Falls short, though. Gets caught. And, man, hell of a fight. Bravo to those ladies there, as she gives a name check to everyone at the Canadian Martial Arts Center, all of her response, all of our friends, family, and supporters. Says one of the best fights of her career. Says she can't wait to watch it over again. And she was getting our ass kicked for the first 2 rounds of that, as Valentine Overeem, Gilbert Yvel, the Python versus the Hurricane. These 2 massive fucking Dutchmen are gonna beat the fuck out of each other. Both 33-inch in height difference there. Kickboxing, grappling, Muay Thai background there. As they've had a lot of fights throughout their career here. Dakota Dojo, no team for Gilbert Yvel. Plus 140, minus 180. Iwan Takawa's referee. Ringside judge's opening bell here as Yvel ignores the officer touch gloves. They engage here. There's a left jab. It misses the right hook to the ribs. Does Overeem. Off target with a left jab. It hits the right head kick, though. And oh, he's got him rocked. Is Gilbert Yvel going to finish him here? Somehow regains his wits about him. Does Valentine Overeem and is able to duck underneath the head kick that would have surely been the ender there of this fight. Overeem's able to circle back now. Can't connect with the jab. It's a nice straight right hand, though. Overeem's able to get him in the clinch. Body strike now. Another knee strike. See what he can do here. Got him up against the ropes. Look for a takedown. That's a smart takedown. Oh, flattened out now. Yvel's in a bad spot. Looking for the rear naked choke. Not happening now. Look to roll him off him. Now he's got both hooks in. Yeah, Overeem just used his grappling to his advantage there. Just Gilbert Yvel, he just has the Muay Thai background. Really nothing more he can do with that. And Valentine Overeem's going to win this one by submission. I mean, that was quick, but it was exciting, though, for sure. As Gilbert Yvel, it sucks that he's a great stand-up fighter, obviously, but once you're throwing somebody in there that has, like, a grappling background, it's just hard for him to lose. It's hard for him to win, rather, as Valentine Overeem gives a name check to run at Takata Dojo. All of his favorite sponsors, all of his friends, family, supporters, says he has all respect, though, for Gilbert Yvel, praising his toughness. On to the main card, our opener. First fight of the night, Brock Lesnar, Old Ironhead, Kazuchika Fujita, minus 110, plus 110, Death Clutch Jim, Peresta. Obviously, both wrestling backgrounds. I just can't wait. Yuji Shimada's referee, ringside judges. Lesnar's got at least 25 pounds on him. As Fujita, though, fighting from the home crowd, gets a big cheer, makes his entrance. Round 1 begins. They touch gloves. Lesnar aiming to get up close, but Fujita is the aggressor. Look at this. A nice jab and a right hand. Another jab and a right hand. Holy shit. Nice straight right hand from Vegeta. He is just lighting him up here. This is nuts. Vegeta is still the aggressor. Can't step left jab. Hits the right cross, though. A jab lands. Lesnar avoids the big right. Vegeta acknowledging some instructions. I don't know what instructions he needs to listen. He has been fucking him up here. Fails to find on his jab. Catches on the right hook. Lesnar again made him aim to get in close, but Vegeta's just pounding away. There's a left jab. Misses the big right hand, though. Can't connect with the setup left jab. It hits the straight right. This is nuts. There's a right cross down from Vegeta. There's a noticeable gash above the eye of Brock Lesnar. 1-2, fails to land. Vegeta's given the first hit. He's starting to tire now, but hits him with a beautiful straight right again. Shout out Brock Lesnar for taking all these shots. There's a left jab and a vicious right cross. Knocks him down. Kazuchika Vegeta is a warrior and is looking to finish him here, and I think he will. Holy shit, not even close, though. That is crazy. Kazuchika Vegeta fucking destroyed him. Completely mauled him. 4-2 for Brock Lesnar. Didn't even have a single takedown attempt. Kazuchika Vegeta just fucked him up the whole time. That is nuts. As the interview asked if he'd be interested in fighting next, he replies, remote Savachka would be a tough challenge for him. He wanted to be interested. Praises his team at Presta. Very responsible fans that came out to support him. We've had an exciting pay-per-view for sure so far. Let's see if we can keep it up with Gilbert El Nino Melendez and Blake the Snake Fredrickson. 17-6, 18-6, obviously very similar records. Both minus 110 in the betting lines. Both teammates at Greg Jackson's Mixed Martial Arts, obviously. Wrestling, boxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu. This is just tailor-made for a great fight. Yuji Shimada staying out there again as the ringside judges there. Underway now. They're looking for a fight here, or looking to strike here as Melendez doesn't connect to the left jab and connects with the right hand. Good 1-2 from Blake Frederickson there. Jab lands, but Melendez avoids a big right. Melendez gets all of them. Nice knees to the stomach now. Can't keep control of him, so Frederickson's in the grapple now, soon being pushed around, looking for the takedown. Melendez stops it, takes control of it again, trying to get him up against ropes. He does so. A couple of short punches to the ribs. Frederickson's starting to fight back. Ducks down, grabs a leg. Let's see if he can get the takedown. He does so. As raising up slightly, Melendez looking for that knee strike, but it's off balance, and as a result of this, here comes a scramble. Neither fighter can gain an advantage, so they're both back on their feet. Connects with the jab and misses the vicious right. Melendez looking for the takedown. Can't quite get him down, but he's just going to drive him against ropes, looking for that trip again. He's got him. Pounds away some elbows now. Again, look at the scramble, but Melendez is doing a good job keeping him down this time. Melendez, though, again, Blake Frederickson knows he wants to stand up with him, and every time now Melendez is able to secure side control and keep him down there as much as he can. After the first attempt did not go his way, but punching down on Frederickson, tries to transition the guard, trying to get the side control now, throws some small strikes, just trying to take a moment to catch his breath. Huge Sama's going to stand him up with about 2 minutes, though. Exchange strikes, but nothing really comes of it. Some punches and a low kick from Frederickson, dodges the former and smartly checks the latter. Frederickson going for the high kick, but it's wide of the mark, as he fails on the combination that ended with a slithering low kick. Melendez gets a hold of him now. Nice knee strike from the grapple. Catches him with the side of the stomach now. Can't do enough to get him down, so he ends up being out-wrestled. Frederickson looking for the takedown. Can't get him down, though, still. Melendez looking to push him against the ropes. Does so, looking for a takedown. He's got him. He just keeps on getting these takedowns. Does Gilbert Melendez. That's his only positive, really. He did a good job on the ground. Landed a lot of shots. It landed a couple knees, too, with some power behind him up against the ropes. That's a good round for Gilbert Melendez. I know Blake Frederickson did a good job as far as being able to outstrike him when they were standing, but obviously Gilbert Melendez just really dominated every other part of this fight. Now moving forward, constantly starting off the second round, Frederickson's looking to pressure him. There's a counter jab from Melendez. It can't connect with the jab. Nice straight right hand, though, from Frederickson. They meet in the center. Falls for a clever feint, does Melendez, slipping past the right hook, counters with the right hand. Frederickson, though, still looking to unleash some more strikes. Melendez trying to get some grappling started, but Frederickson is the more aggressor of this fight so far in the second round. As there's a left hand, nothing but air on the big right. Frederickson's starting to get a little tired now. He steps forward looking to strike. There's a jab in the exchange. Can't connect the step strikes and scores with the right cross. There's a left jab while backing away. A jab hits home from Frederickson, then hits a nice straight right hand. Frederickson comes in looking forward to exchanging some strikes here. Confidently steps in the pocket. Fails to find him his jab and scores a right head kick. And then the second half of the round now, they come forward to attack, moving into the pocket. This Frederickson, the feint is entirely bought by Melendez, leaving him wide open as Frederickson lands a left jab. Doesn't hit the body kick, though, as Melendez had looked like he was angling to grapple, but couldn't take the initiative. Frederickson fails to land anything on the strikes, and the combination ending with a slithering low kick. Frederickson comes forward, and the two fighters start trading blows. Melendez throws a counter left, but doesn't connect. Frederickson can't connect with a jab, then scores with the right cross. Can't hit the sub left jab, and then scores the right cross that lands hard. Minute left, some small strikes here, and some fast leg kicks, but Melendez was equal to all of them. Melendez looking for a takedown. Can't get him down, though, as I think Blake Frederickson won this round. Even if Melendez, which he does get this takedown, I still think Blake Frederickson did enough to win that round. Looking at the fight metrics, it is close, but even with that takedown, I still think Blake Frederickson did a little bit more. He did a little bit more damage. Yeah, I think he won that round. This is going to be an exciting third, though, as Melendez aggressively comes forward, willing to risk getting hit so he can get close enough to grapple, can't connect the step strikes, and scores the right to the body. Melendez gets a hold of him now, trying to muscle him up against the ropes, achieves it, pins Frederickson up against the ropes. Frederickson stuck against the ropes. Melendez trying to reap a leg with a sharp sweep in order to trip him to the floor. The nice inside leg trip, and now trying to pass guard, but the scramble begins as Frederickson comes out on top, holding Melendez down in a waist lock. Pounds away on him, does Frederickson. Melendez takes the opportunity to stand up, albeit still under back control. Tries hard, but cannot get him off his feet, as showing good skills as Melendez locks in a Kimura and uses it to throw Frederickson to the ground in side control. Great job, great counter there, as just trying to catch his breath now, as Frederickson throws a few right hands to catch his breath. Frederickson still trying to catch his breath. Melendez tries to put guard on, not happening. And I think Frederickson did enough. He did enough. He had, even though Gilbert Melendez, all he had was that takedown. The rest were all done by Blake Frederickson. He landed more strikes. I think he did more damage in the entire fight. And wow, that's a tough one. that's a tough unanimous decision loss. Because sure, he was 5 for 7 on takedowns, and he landed like 32. Yeah, he landed 32 strikes, but Fredrickson landed more strikes. He landed more powerful shots. Well, actually, no, the knee actually was more powerful. Well, no, as a whole, it's still 4-2. So he landed more powerful shots. I think he won that fight, even though he didn't get a takedown. I would have gave it to him, but that's the way it goes. That's a tough loss, though, for Blake Ferguson. Steals one, does Gilbert Melendez, in my opinion, with his 19th win. As he thanks everyone connected to Greg Jackson's mixed martial arts, is very responsible to all of his friends, family, sports. Says he has a lot of respect for Blake Ferguson and praises his toughness. Middleweight contest, Marlio Ninja Rua, Talith, both Brazilian fighters. As far as no team, though, for Marlio Ninja Rua, that's interesting. Budokan to Livre, of course, for Talith. 29, 28 years old. That's crazy how many fights Marlio's had. Yuji Shimada's a referee, ringside judges. Here we go. They touch gloves. Talith aggressively gets a dominant position. Look for the trip takedown. Not happening, though. Marlio's got control of it now. Nice knee strike in the grapple, trying to get him against the ropes. He does so. Looking for the sweep. He's got him down. Takes his back. Looking for the body triangle. He does so. Oh, my God. That was light work for Marlio Ninja Rua. This is why he is one of the most dangerous fighters in the world. He is able to it just takes one takedown, and once he's got your back, it's over. Absolutely over. What a fight for Marlio, though. Incredible. He worked on that choke during training. Glad it's paid off. Thanks all of his sponsors for backing him. Also thanks his family, friends, supporter. No team too. That's crazy. Welterweight contest. Our last non-title fight here is the natural John D'Alicio taking on Luis Santos. 19-10, 22-11. A minus 610 favorite. I still want to back Luis Santos here. He is just such a dangerous fighter. Referee Iwan Takawa is a referee. Ringside judges. We are underway to meet in the center. Alicio buys a feint, left open. Santos scores with a jab, but misses the right hand. As Alicio scores with a jab, it also has the right hand taking on the gloves. They meet in the center. Alicio misses the right hook and gets countered with a left jab and a right head kick that doesn't connect, which very fortunate for him because that would have been all she wrote. Santos counters the right hand with a pair of jabs, followed by a right cross that just misses. Santos steps into the pocket, fails on combination, and then with a sittering low kick. Can't connect the 7 strikes. Scores with the right to the body, though, Santos. There's a 1-2, but doesn't land either blow to Santos. Alicio throws a counter jab and misses. Another 1-2, but doesn't connect, though. Now we're just kind of whiffing here. Alicio's able to grab him. Got him up against the ropes. Looking for the trip. He's got him. Got his back, too. That's it. John Alicio's going to... Oh, wow. Luis Santos fighting it off. How about that? Trying to move him off of him. Oh, well, he's got the body triangle now. That's all she wrote. Yep. Wow, as John Alicio making a light work out of that as he wins, avenges that loss, his 23rd win, and now he'll definitely get the next title fight, depending on what happens. Who's he going to face, though? It depends on this next fight. As John Alicio thanks everyone connected to Greg Jackson's mixed martial arts, his various sponsors there, and everyone who helped him prepare for the fight. Showing respect, John Alicio praises Santos for his skill and toughness. Tough break there for Luis Santos. 19-7, 20-5. It is close on the betting lines. Minus 180, plus 140. No team though for Jason Von Flue. San Luis, California, as Quebec, Canada for George St. Pierre. As 34 years old, 28 years old. Should be a good co-main event here. Yuji Shimada's referee, ringside judges, opening bell. They come together and start an over-under. St. Pierre is the aggressor. Got him up against the ropes. Looking for the takedown. He's got it with the double underhooks now. Just going to lay and pray. I get it. But, not the most funnest of ways to win. Jason Von Flue trying to sweep. Not happening. Yuji Shimada's going to stand him up with about 5 minutes left in the first round. St. Pierre again is looking for another takedown. Doesn't get it, though, this time, as Von Flue's got the exchange here. He's got him pressed against the ropes. Just wearing him down now, which is interesting, because I thought they both weighed in the same. But he's putting all that 183-pound frame on St. Pierre, looking to just wear him down. They're going to separate again, and another stalemate. Von Flue steps in, looking to grapple, looking to get him up against the ropes. He does so, looking for a trip. Not happening, though. St. Pierre maintaining a good solid base. Again, looking for the takedown. Again, not happening. St. Pierre pins him down against the ropes. St. Pierre smothers him now. Occasional short punches against the ropes. Well, not the greatest of rounds. Not the most exciting of fights. At least Von Flue came back with some punches, but I think St. Pierre still won that round. That was terrible. Hopefully we get an exciting second. Moving in closer, St. Pierre looking to throw some strikes. Appeared to be trying to get in close, but St. Pierre took the initiative. Can't connect the setup jab, but then hits a scissoring kick to the legs of Von Flue. Down position now. Gives him with a knee strike to the side of the stomach. Looking to get him with another takedown here, potentially. Oh, but look at that. Von Flue wrestles back into the center. A good takedown here from St. Pierre. He's got the takedown, but Von Flue's able to grab a guillotine. Will this be it? No, St. Pierre escapes it. That would have been a crazy way to win the title, as he doesn't let himself be driven. Pull him in so he gets close enough to smother. So he's just going to lie on top of him now. St. Pierre, I hate this. Hate that he's going to lay and pray against Jason Von Flue. That's fucking dirty. Dirty. At least try to beat him. Final round here. Can't connect the setup jab. Gets him with a leg kick, though. Von Flue aggressively trying to get something against the ropes here. He's got him up against the ropes looking for a takedown, but St. Pierre proves to be too good. Manages to turn around, so now he's the one in down position. Now he's going to put all of his weight on Jason Von Flue. Stalemate here. Neither fighter is able to generate a position of advantage. Looking for the underhook and takedown. He does so. Trips him. Just going to lay and pray now. Unreal. Oh, there we go. Von Flue. Look to grab an arm from the bottom. Disgusting. Should be ashamed of yourself, George St. Pierre. Unreal. Jason Von Flue actually tried to win that fight with an armbar from the bottom. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. We're not even going to talk about this interview. Fuck him. Hellboy, Joaquin Manson, taking on the Moonwolf, Ramiro Sato. Hopefully we get this card back on track. That sucks, because this pay-per-view's been really fun up until that co-main event. As, Joaquin Manson, I think he's got an exciting style. He'll definitely trade with Ramiro Sato. I think Sato's going to trade with him as well. We'll see what happens. Both minus 110 on the betting lines. Lightweight title fight. Yuji Shimada's referee again. Sato gets a big reaction here. Loud cheer. Fighting from the home crowd. In Tokyo, Japan for this one as the two fighters touch gloves. Hansen connects the jab, but Sato evades the big right. Sato's clearly aware of his opponent's, worried about getting hit. Two jabs hit home from Hansen and catches him with a crunching right hook. Look at Joaquin Hansen go. Sato moves in fast, looking to trip him. Was a takedown not happening, though. Takes control of it, does Joaquin Hansen, looking to get him up against the ropes. Got him up against the ropes here. Let's see what happens. Next, couple of knee strikes here. But they're back into the center. 1-2 from Hansen, fails to land. Sato again looking to get some grappling started, but just a strike exchange. Joaquin Hansen, the striking advantage, is definitely paying off for him so far. Jab at a nice straight right hand. Joaquin Hansen acknowledging some instructions from the corner. Lands a jab and catches him with a crunching right hook. Sato looking for the takedown. Not happening either. As Sato looking for this leg sweep. He finally gets him down. Looking for an armbar. Joaquin Hansen fights it off. Second half of the round. Looking for another armbar. Not happening either. Looking for a knee bar now. That's not happening either. Yuji Shimada's going to stand him up with about 3 minutes left. Sato's looking to get another takedown. He's got it. Looking for a knee bar again. At least with Ramiro Sato, he's going to throw a lot of submissions at you, so at least he's trying to finish the fight. It's not going to happen, though, because Joaquin Manson is very good on the ground. But, that was an interesting round, because Joaquin Manson was fucking him up standing. Obviously, Ramiro Sato took him down, but, didn't really do a whole lot. He was looking to finish the fight, though, at least. But I think the way these judges kind of score fights, they don't really value submission attempts for some reason. But here we go with the second round. Quick punches and land, though. Sato gets him in a clinch here, looking for a takedown. Not happening. Hansen's the one now in control, trying to get him against the ropes. He does so. Knee strike to the thigh. Now Sato now scores with a few punches to the ribs. There's a knee strike to the thigh. Hard stomp now. Looking to hit him with a knee strike, but a knee strike to the thigh. But Sato works enough space to clear out and circle out, as Hansen's still breathing well, but he's definitely breathing a little deeper now, though. It's about halfway point in the second round. There's a nice jab. Nothing better on the big right from Hansen. A jab and a right cross. Hansen looking to unleash. Doesn't land any of the strikes that he threw at Sato. Hits the left hand. Nothing but air on the big right. Jab at Sona. Hits the right hand. 1-2, but Sato was equal to it. Now Sato looking for a clinch. Looking for the trip takedown. He's got the takedown. That's tough. Look at the pass. Only passed the half guard, though. Probably going to throw in a submission here maybe towards the end. Nope. Not happening. But, that's an interesting round. Because, again, Joaquin Manson did a really good job up until the takedown. It just, he got outstruck because of that takedown. Unfortunate. Final round now. See how this one starts off. His two-punch combination avoided by Sato. He's able to grab him to a clinch. If he gets the takedown, that's a huge takedown. Huge takedown. Joaquin Manson's not going to do anything about that. Looking for an underhook, looking to scramble. Bad choice, though. He's just going to see side control. Looking for the Kimura. Fights that off. Looking for the knee bar. That gets blocked. Looking for the arm triangle. That also gets blocked. the other arm triangle attempt. He's not going to get a submission win, but he will win by unanimous decision. Will Ramiro Sato. At least he tried to finish the fight. But it's unfortunate that the title fights kind of stunk. At least this one was a little bit better. But, man, just unfortunate. 29th win, though, for Ramiro Sato. Tough break for Joaquin Manson. Did a good job standing, just couldn't out-wrestle him. Just the way she goes, as thanks I'm connected to Brestall for helping him prepare for the fight. The sponsor supporting financially, and he also has the Pride Lightweight title strapped around his waist. Ramiro Sato celebrating having retained his title. 65 critical rating, a nice 18,000 gates, almost 6 million made from the gate. As yeah, that Murillo fight was fun. The Brock Lesnar Kazuchika Fujita fight was fun as well. I mean, even the John Lucio Luis Santos fight, for as quick as that was still crazy. I just can't believe St. Pierre. Like, that just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But I'd say the prelims are going to get some performance bonuses, though. Those girls fucking had an incredible fight. Yeah, we'll give one to Kazuchika Fujita. Give one to Gilbert Melendez. I think that'll probably be it. Maybe Ramiro Sato. I don't know. Yeah, I think that'll just be it. That's crazy, though. Just made $7 million. That's nuts. Absolutely nuts. A lot of guys made, the girls made over 100K. A lot of people made over 6 digits. That is huge. Absolutely huge. Poor Valentino and Gil Javel, though, only made about, as far as close to 11 grand. Little over 11 grand combined. That's tough. That is tough. Fucking Sean O'Hare still fighting rings. That's pretty crazy. But that will do it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. As poor Brock Lesnar was not able to beat Kazuchika Fujita, but a good card up until the co-main event. That's when kind of all hell broke loose, unfortunately. That welterweight title scene sometimes, depending on who's the champion, it can kind of go by the wayside. But, yeah, now we'll have John Alessio and George St. Pierre, and we'll see if Alessio can beat him again. We shall see. But thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone.